I'm Vicki Wagner, and welcome to Lesbian Knows Best. Today, our topic is bad boys who hide behind God. Our guest today is Tawana, Leonard, and she's coming here from New York, and she's had some experiences with these guys that she meets in the church who turn out to be not so godlike. So tell us a little bit about your story, Tawana.
Well, I met this guy, and he was really nice and spiritual, talked about God a lot, and he seemed like a real positive guy. And then as I got to know him, he just seemed to get more negative, and I found out from a friend of mine that he was actually had a criminal record. And
so this is the guy that told you he was a Christian?
Yes.
Like when you met him, he came into you and he said, "Hi, I'm a Christian." I mean, isn't that how he prefaced it? He knew you were like a Christian-like woman, and he wanted to get on your good side, so that's what he told you?
Well, yeah, he presented himself as that, and the way he spoke and the conversations we had, he presented himself as a holy person. I go to church and I do this and that, and
And you're looking for a holy person, right?
Yes, I am a spiritual person.
A spiritual person.
Yeah, not really religious, but spiritual. Not ritualistic that go to church all the time just to go and, so.
You want somebody, though, who is actually going to go to church and then follow the rules of the church, right?
Yeah,
And this guy turned out to be like on America's Most Wanted or something, right?
Yes, yeah.
So the guys are like totally misrepresented. But do you find that this happens a lot, that a lot of guys go to church and they misrepresent themselves?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so basically there's a lot of women out there who are getting baited in by these guys, who are going to church and they're coming up to you and saying, "Hi, I'm a Christian," or how does that work?
Well, you meet them casually, you see them around church, and then, one day they introduce themselves. "Hey, how you doing? My name is blah, blah, blah." You probably, you could be at Bible study, a singles group or whatever, or just walking in church, or someone introduces you and,
Wait, so you go to Bible study with these people and they actually come back from the Bible study and they're not who they claim to be?
Yeah.
I mean, can you give me like besides the guy from America's Most Wanted, can you give me like an idea of like what other incidents you've had? You're single now, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
But you're looking for a guy who, is on the holier side.
Yeah, it has some spirituality,
But what happens?
Well, they complain. First of all, a lot of church people like to complain about people in the world, saying that oh, they cheat, they do this and that, they go to clubs, they party, this and that, they do all this stuff. But they end up doing the same thing or even worse when they get ready and you find out, and I'm just tired of that. Why pretend to be somebody that you're not? Just keep it real, because when you go to church so, you could fellowship with God, fellowship with people and, clean your life up, have a relationship with God. And, of course, God's supposed to, go ahead and try to fix you up with time. You know what I'm saying? That's what you go for.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say God tries to fix you up with other guys.
No.
Wouldn't it be nice if divine spirit can come and fix you up?
I know.
Tawana, here's your man.
I'm still waiting for that.
Here's your man, divine from God.
Yeah.
So, what you're saying to the ladies and everything is that there's a lot of people who misrepresent who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you find these guys? Do they find you, or what happens?
They just come up to me. They talk to me.
So they come to you. Do you ever go and seek out guys?
No.
So you don't seek out guys. Okay, so what I want you guys to know, and because Tawana was telling me, is that she's not being very proactive. So she's ending up with these guys who misrepresent herself, and because she's Christian and holy and wants a spiritual person, she's finding these guys who are like, "Oh, hey," they're like, "Hey, you sweet lady, you're nice and sexy, and guess what? I'm a Christian." Women, you cannot always believe that a guy is who he says to be. And you also have to be proactive in who you want. If you want something, you're the one that needs to go after it instead of actually waiting for the guy to come up to you. And there's a lot of guys who find it very appealing that a girl will come up to him and actually solicit him and be like, "Hi." I mean, not solicit him in that way. We're not talking about that here. But I mean, in terms of, "I'd like to have a date with you." So what I want everybody to know out there is that you have to not always believe what everybody is telling you, and not always believe that just because a guy goes to church or a guy hides behind the holy roller that he is who he says he is, because in Tawana's case, he could just be like one of America's Most Wanted. I want to thank you very much for being on our show today and bringing this attention to the light of everybody. And if anybody has any comments or suggestions for Tawana, or maybe how she can meet a nice guy who's a little bit more spiritually based, please write into us and let us know at www.lesbianknowsbest.com. This is Vicki Wagner. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks, Tawana.